Lords, I rise with some hesitancy in the middle of a rather technical debate, but I do have a couple of points on this particular group that I'd like to make. And this committee has already heard from my noble friend Baroness Jones of Moulscombe, who in her inimitable way made it very clear that the Green Party remains utterly opposed to this entire bill, and we greatly regret that we did indeed give it a second reading. But given we are where we are, listening to the first group of debates, a word that kept coming up again and again, and I think might be surprising to people listening outside this committee, was the word silly. And of course, what we're talking about is absolutely deadly serious. But I think it's interesting if you look up the definitions of silly, as I did, one of which is showing a lack of common sense or judgment. And I think those two, common sense and judgment, are two things that this group of amendments actually seeks to introduce into the bill. And I commend the noble Lord German for introducing it so clearly, and indeed the noble Lord Faulkner for his excellent assistance in presenting the argument. And I think it's a statement of the obvious that Parliament, as your Lordship's House certainly, as we voted on the Rwanda Treaty, what the bill states is not common sense, it's not based on the evidence, it is being disproved. But more than that, what this is saying is that there is a person being held responsible for making a judgment, which is the Secretary of State is, by these amendments, made responsible for making the judgment. And surely if we are going to have a rule of law, that has to be a person who's there going to be held responsible for making a judgment, a person identified as making that judgment. We're introducing a sense of responsibility here and a sense of evidence, and that would be a step forward, at least.